Do you want to improve your mental health and well-being, but you only have a few minutes to spare each day? Well, I'm going to share 5 little things that you can do in less than 10 minutes a day that will have a massive impact on your mental health. So, here comes the intro, and then let's talk. Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Mental Health TV. I'm Jeremy Godwin. Thanks for joining me. This week I'm talking about 5 little things that you can do today that will have a massive impact on your mental health. Each one will take 10 minutes or less of your time. You don't have to do all of them. You can pick and choose. You might want to mix it up and do some one day, some the other day. I do encourage you to do as many of these as possible. And you might even find that doing 2 or 3 things for 5 minutes each, so taking 15 minutes potentially, will make a huge difference to your overall mental health. The thing is that we get so caught up in all the work that we're doing and everything that's going on in our lives, both work and home, that sometimes we can think that we don't have the time to look after our mental health and well-being. But today I'm going to show you ways that you can do it in just 5 or 10 minutes a day. So let's begin with my first piece of advice: get outside. Even when the weather is terrible, just a few minutes of fresh air can make an enormous difference for your overall mental health. You know how your house gets all gross and stale when it's locked up for a really long time, and then you open a door or a window and the fresh air just changes the way that it feels? Well, your mind is the same. Fresh air makes it feel better. If you absolutely cannot get outside because it's howling with wind and you're worried about being swept away to a land full of witches, wizards, and yellow brick roads, then do what you can to feel like you're outside. Let in as much air as you possibly can, or if you absolutely can't, at the very least, open the curtains and let in as much light as possible. Do not stay cocooned in darkness all day long. You're a person, not a gerbil. Tip number 2 is journal. Dear Diary, oh my goodness, I just totally had the most fantastic day ever because I was totally selected to be the head cheerleader and I didn't even know that I was in the running. Can you believe? So when I talk about journaling, you may be having visions of catty teenagers writing about frivolous stuff, but in fact, journaling is simply about jotting down your thoughts and feelings so that you can get them out and so that you can process them. You can use the Notes app on your phone, but I do think that pen and paper works best. It's more tactile and it feels just more organic. And it doesn't have to be anything complicated. Just spend a few minutes writing what you feel. I like to do a few minutes of quiet reflection each night where I think about 2 or 3 things that worked well during the day and what I learned from my day overall. The most important thing here is to be objective and non-judgmental. So don't sit there and rip yourself to pieces about the things that you messed up during the day. Instead, focus on what the lesson is and what the opportunity is to grow. Remember also that nobody has to read the stuff that you write, so you can make it as messy or as creative or as cryptic as you want it to be. You'll find that getting your thoughts out of your head can really help you to make sense of things, and you might even see things that you weren't fully aware of. Another way that you can do that is mindfulness practice. There are thousands of mindfulness apps and videos out there, and lots of them cost a bucket load of money. And guess what? You don't need to pay a cent. Being mindful simply means sitting and observing quietly and without judgment. And you can do that for free no matter where you are. Take 5 minutes a day just to sit and observe what is going on around you and within you. Focus on your breathing. In and out. In and out. And if random thoughts pop up, notice them and just let them go without judgment. Remind yourself that they are just thoughts and thoughts are not facts. When you make time to sit and just observe yourself and the world around you, you're hitting the pause button for a few moments. And if you do that every day, you'll begin to find it easier and easier to pause when you actually need a moment of calm. So practice mindfulness for 5 minutes a day. It's really straightforward and simple, and you don't need to over-engineer it. Read a book. When we stop learning, we stop growing. And since the purpose of life is to be the best version of ourselves possible, which we achieve by striving to be a little better every day, reading is a great way to expand your mind and to explore new topics and, more importantly, new ideas. But who has the time to read, I hear you ask? Well, you do. If you read for just 10 minutes a day, that's 70 minutes a week, which is 3,640 minutes a year, which works out at just over 60 hours. If it takes roughly 6 hours to read a book, that is at least 10 books a year. Look at me doing math. That might not sound like a lot, but it's 10 different sets of ideas and new lots of knowledge, which can all help you to expand your mind and grow as a person. So, make like it's the 1992 Scholastic Book Fair and read as though your life depends on it. Tip number 5 is dance and sing, get up and do your thing. That's what some girl called Madonna told us to do all the way back in 1982. I think she might have been onto something. There's something about tapping into that joyful feeling of moving your body and using your voice. And bonus points for doing it at home where you don't have to care about what other people think about your flailing movements and off-key singing. I know, we're all pretty much doing it at home now because, most of us can't go anywhere, but consider this your permission to do more of it and to do it on a regular basis, if not daily. And if you're looking for inspiration, look no further than one of my favourite entries for the 2021 Eurovision Song Contest, Discotheque by The Roop, who are representing Lithuania this year with a song about dancing around in your home. And now for a bonus tip. If you smoke or vape, don't. Your physical health affects your mental health and vice versa. Plus, you smell like a herring. I smoked for 20 years and it's gross. I quit in 2013. I'm sorry if you don't want to hear that it's gross, but you're going to hear it. I know that quitting is painful and I know firsthand just how painful it can be, but get help and get it done. It will take months and even years for your body to recover, but you will see definite improvements to your physical and mental health that will just build and build over time. Just try not to replace it with another addiction. I now have to take my coffee intravenously every day or I turn into the Incredible Hulk, but that's a whole other story. Jeremy Smash! And then because I'm super generous, I'm going to give you a bonus tip. Listen to a podcast. If you've just got 5 or 10 minutes to spare a day, you can use that time to learn different things. There are now over 1 million different podcasts available, which in itself is mind-blowing. So you can pretty much find one for every single subject and just listen to bits of it. You don't have to finish the episode all at once. Search and find ones that fit with what you enjoy and what inspires you. And mix it up. And if you're interested in simple ideas for better mental health, well, I just happen to know a wonderful podcast that has new episodes every Sunday and listeners in over 110 countries worldwide. Fine, let's talk about mental health wherever the finest podcasts are found. So that's it for this week. Let me know in the comments below which tips you liked, and I'd also love it if you shared your own suggestions for quick little things that you can do in just a few minutes a day that have a massive positive impact on your overall mental health and well-being. For more great content, subscribe to the channel by clicking the logo here, and check out this video that you might like. Catch the weekly podcast every Sunday and find even more content at letstalkaboutmentalhealth.com.au, along with exclusive daily stuff on social media. Thanks for watching and talk to you next time.